Uncle Luo, this batch still isn't any good. They're not fragrant enough when we dry them, and they get so dry and brittle that you can't even put them in the roller. Even the ones that survive the secondary process come out the other end a complete disaster. Are you sure it isn't a problem with the machine? Are you sure you haven't forgotten how to operate it? This man is dumb. What a thing to say. How could we dare be careless with you looking over our shoulders? How could you? Indeed. Yeah, it's Grandpa Lou. Jin, get back to work. And this respectable-looking young miss is... a disciple of the Guhua. I so could say this. This is the dumb crap that Xingqiu said to us the first time we met him. I'm saying it. What the heck? And you even proclaim yourself to be a member of the Guhua clan? This is the young lady of the Feiyun Commerce Guild. She really likes reading wandering hero novels for fun, and the landscape of Tenyu Vale is filled with a mysterious mystique. It must have gone to her head. This is my servant. It will suffice to call her Mini Pie. Ahaha. Yeah, that's it. Call me Mini Pie. Oh, in that case, welcome, welcome. A guest like you is a rare treat indeed. We have been quite reliant on the assistance of the Commerce Guild for many a year, but as for what's happened this year, I suspect you have already heard about it. What's wrong? You're looking pretty miserable. Did Jin mess up at work again? You've old mocking me again. My apologies, dear guests. Normally, I would invite guests from afar to sample our new teas, but this year's batch, well, you know. No need to stand on ceremony, Chief Luo. We're here to help. Yeah, the young lady is very concerned about the tea leaves, so there's no need to be so tied up with formalities, Chief Luo. Very well then. To tell the truth, this batch of tea leaves is no good either. They can't be dried, and I can't tell if they were bad when they were picked or if it's a problem with the machine in our workshop. How is that difficult? Why not just use some of the older leaves you have in stock and see if the product will get... See if the product you get from drying them is any different. If the product is normal, then you'll know it's a problem with the machine. Seriously, I've told you before, forget it. As we have important guests present, then we'll give your method a try. Jin, do we have any fresh tea leaves remaining from older batches? There's some in the warehouses. What's up? Why didn't they think of this first? This is an easy solution. What's up? What's up? Oh, good one. We've been talking here for a good long while now, and you weren't listening to a single word, were you? Go fetch some of the older batches and process it along with some of the newer stuff that Grandpa Lou brought using the machine. Don't you dare skip a single step. I'll be watching you. After a bit, Jin brings back 2 batches of freshly dried tea. How about this? I see our 2 guests are quite young. They might prefer snacks to tea tasting. Why not turn these 2 batches into tea cakes? The quality of each will be evident with a single taste. What do you think, old Luo? Agreed. We'll do just that. Jin, listen up. Take these 2 batches of tea leaves and make them into 2 different tea cakes. 1 cake from each batch. Don't you dare get even a single leaf mixed up. Yes, sir, Uncle Luo. You want me to mix them all into 1 cake? Oh, I can't even. I want a tea cake. Yeah. Sorry for the long wait. We've got both tea cakes here. Let's try them one at a time, shall we? Well, how's the taste? The first one tasted a bit strange, but the second one was delicious. I agree. The tea cakes made from the leaves we had in stock taste fine. All right, you win. So according to you, the tea processing machinery is fine. In other words, the problem is with the tea itself. This new batch of tea, it's just not as good as before. This man is so dumb. So the water and soil. But perhaps it's the cauldron that's the problem. It's old and in disrepair, which must have offended the Adeptus, causing the tea to deteriorate. Why are you so dumb? Wouldn't you rather fix your problem sooner rather than later? Just admit it's the freaking soil and water. No, it's the soil and the water. It's the elements that nourish the soil. Enough. Let's get that technician in charge of the tea cauldron in here first. It's that Fontanian, the one from the Fontaine Research Institute. What was it again? Name's such a pain to pronounce. Jin, a go-getter. Would Jin? You know, I can't blame him for running away. I would too. Just where did that lazy loafer abscond to this time? That brainless nitwit. I was going to have him go to Yilong Wharf and search for our technician. I'm an honorary researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute. Oh, I never imagined the young lady of the Feiyun Commerce Guild to be so skilled. That makes it easy. Please, if you lend a hand. It's just an honorary title. Honorary. Oh, is that so? Well, it still speaks to the abilities of the young lady. Even the honors of foreign nations are not beyond reach. So you see, honored guests, I'm really sorry, but I need to trouble you to go to Yilong Wharf and find our technician, Miss Haute Moon Tan Yi. What a name. It's more likely than not she's found herself a show there that she can't tear her eyes off. How could you possibly dare to ask our guests to do such a thing? Old Luo, you misunderstand me. Our honored guest already had business to attend to at Yilong Wharf, and it would just be passing along a message on their way. It's nothing, really. Is that so? It is now. It would seem to be so. I'm truly sorry. Then if you would, honored guests, Old Lu, I'll leave it to you to accompany them. Yeah. Thanks for your hard work. You scared Old Luo so much he was jumping at his own shadow. You mentioned earlier that you're here to investigate the water and soil, right? Best you head over to Yilong Wharf then. It isn't far from the headwaters, and there are ruins left by the Adepti along the way. So if you're looking for clues, there's your best bet. As for passing a message to Haute Moon Tan Yi, well, please lend a hand, would you? Give Old Luo some peace of mind so he doesn't worry himself to death. For the young lady, 'tis but a trifling matter. Why are you still acting? The show's over, and Paimon just realized, what's with Mini Pie anyway? That one's a nice nickname. Instead of a mean one. Mini Pie, there's nothing wrong with that. It's normal, adjacent. Anyway, just leave it to us. You can rest easy, Grandpa Lu. Such great kids you are. Really great kids. Oh, right. I noticed that you two really enjoyed the tea cake. Why don't I teach you the recipe? Next time you come buy some quality tea leaves, you'll be able to make some for yourselves. In any case, safe travels. Be careful on mountain paths, and mind you don't slip. I did not know tea cakes were a thing. I know moon cakes are a thing, but I've never had a tea cake, I don't think. That's interesting. I have a lot of dried tea leaves. This is the batch from yesterday, and this one from the day before. This one goes out. This one... greetings. Can I help you? What are you doing? I'm checking the tea inventory. Uncle Luo and Uncle Lu came over a few days ago and asked me to check the tea inventory. Said something about giving high-quality aged tea to the merchants. Good aged tea. That's going to take a long time to find. Maybe Uncle Luo will criticize my choices even after I do. Sounds complicated. It's not that bad, but there's simply too much tea in the warehouse, and they all require different preservation methods. Some can't be exposed to humidity, some must be kept away from bugs, some can't be placed under the light, and some can't come into contact with other tea leaves to prevent their flavors from mingling with others. To guarantee that every type is preserved in the appropriate environment, the warehouse is divided into many areas, and some even overlap one another. Even if I know where to look for something, it takes a lot of effort to retrieve said item. It seems like he's not as dumb as he pretends to be. I think he's just acting because he's annoyed at Luo. I see you, Seely. Where are we going? I'm getting a lot of adepti. Like a lot. Should I really be picking this? They said this was bad.
Certainly worth the extra mile.
Okay, we have followed a... Oh, what are you? Okay, treasure chest. I need to be on top of that building. I can make that happen. Probably. I can probably make that happen. Yep. Okay. Got another carp thing. Where am I supposed to be feeding these carps to? Is my question. Okay. Stolen a lot of tea, though. The game wants me to go to the wharf. Y'all have got a lot of goats. This is a shooting thing. Okay. That was straightforward enough.
I wonder if this chest is some kind of trick.
Yeah, definitely a trick. Put me back to the team I want to be. There's a challenge down here. Is this another shooting one? Dang it. Dang it. There's gotta be a lot of back and forth between teams, it looks like here. Yo.
Guess this'll go into my magic pocket.
Okay. Now, put me back at my team, please. I love having the two dragons on the same team. Give me more dragons. Where am I meant to be going? That way? I can do that. A golden carp seems quite similar to the adeptal energy. You know what I just thought of? I think last year's Lantern Rite, Genshin put out a video that was like in like an old town village. There was a family who made I don't know if they were carp or if they were like goldfish lanterns for some festival. And it was about the younger generation being reluctant to take on the older generation's skill set, but then I think he wound up, the son wound up picking it up anyway. I wonder if that was a hint at this area.
But alas, that is simply not the way the world works.
It probably was. That's cool. Oh no. I'm coming for your cart. But it's a nice video if you haven't seen it. I think it's a little long. I think it's like 15 plus minutes. But it's heartwarming.
You're open. Stabilize. This is order.
Right now. Right here.
Silence.
Okay, I need to pick you up. Storm Paimon, you two are indeed brilliant as expected. Upon seeing my dissipated adeptal energy, you immediately understood the situation. Of course, we are super duper experienced adventurers, you know. Still, why didn't you say anything sooner? You didn't just forget, did you? Ahem. About that. Should not the path of the Adepti be full of challenges? 'Tis merely a test of your wisdom. Okay, call me the master test taker, I guess. Speaking of which, just what's the problem with the soil and water you mentioned before? Grandpa Lu was also sure that this was behind the deteriorating quality of the tea leaves. Yes, you too have seen Qiaoying village. Should the quality and quantity of tea leaves continue to decline, so will the village until finally, in the years to come, it degenerates back into what it was millennia before, a desolate mountain forest. I understand what you mean. That's kind of hard to wrap your brain around. Can bad tea really destroy Qiaoying village? Well, if they can't plant their tea trees and get quality tea, they can't sell it. They can't make money. Everyone's going to leave the village if they can't afford to survive. And then the village will fall to ruin and go back to being a forest. That's how it goes. It's what happened to a bunch of like mining towns in America. The mines dried up. People left. Now there's just a bunch of abandoned mining towns that have all fallen to ruin. It is true. The Lord of Geo would not stand idly by as disaster befell. Were the sky to collapse, the conqueror of demons and other adepti would do their utmost to support it. Should the waters under Yilong Wharf breach the dikes and flood, Liu Harbor would aid the villagers. But without tea, this stretch of mountains would, or Qiaoying village rather, would lose its very reason to exist in human eyes. That makes sense when you put it like that. Paimon understands. So, are you two willing to help me correct the imbalance in the water and soil? Very well. Yes, that's excellent. Your willingness is commendable, and one is quite grateful to you both. Now, back to business. When it comes to how to resolve the disharmony in the soil and water, one is indeed well aware of what to do. First, you two must go up against the currents and seek the jade treasures thrown into the waters. In the end, we must perform the ancient rain jade rite once more, dispelling the miasma that has settled over the mountains and fields and into the rivers, and restoring the water veins and soil. Okay, got it, but how do we do that ritual? She just looked to the side. She does not know. Adeptus Fujin, what's wrong? Oh, nothing. As for the ritual, it's still a bit early for that. Well then, we'll see each other later. And she's gone. According to her, we need to go against the currents. That just means upstream, right? Hey, that's the same direction as Yulong Wharf. Let's go. But first, my treasure chest. Oh, yo, who are you?